Hey guys, so today I'm going to do an update video of what I did this weekend. So first I'm going to start with the No Filter show. So they started off in middle finger costumes and they sung a song about it and stuff, and then they also had skeleton onesies underneath which they wore throughout the show. And then the point of this show was to accept your flaws, mistakes, and insecurities, basically. And each of them, Hannah, Mabry, and Grace, shared an embarrassing moment. For Grace, it was like clogging a toilet during a party. For Hannah, it was writing an email to someone who she was supposed to go on a first date with, but she was too drunk to actually remember the date. And for Mabry, it was when she forgot the lyrics to a song when she was performing, and she made up the lyrics. And then we actually wrote our own embarrassing moments and sent it into them. So they picked a few and they were supposed to coach us through that embarrassing moment. First time it was just regular. The second time there was a challenge where you had to use a metaphor to help out with the embarrassing moment. And then the last time you had to use a physical challenge while explaining the embarrassing moment. And then they did Mabry did test to see which best friend knew her better, and each of them were allowed to have a partner. And Grace had this guy Jake who had been on stage with them before, and Hannah had this girl who was like super excited. And then Hannah ended up winning in the end. And then they had a live wide ad, which is Mabry's drinking show, You Deserve a Drink, and they brought a mother from the audience on with her. It was really cool. And at the end of the show they did a fan fiction, which each of them were getting married, and Miranda ended up stooding them up, and she explained, "I'm prettier than you. Do you really think I'd marry you? And I'm more talented than all of you," and stuff like that. And then after the show, we waited for them, and I met this girl from Montreal who's a Devils fan, so we talked to her a lot. And then I talked to these two girls from NYU who actually saw me on Chester Snats. And then finally they came out. Grace said, "Long time no see," because she had seen me 2 weeks ago, if you remember. And she was very happy to see us, and we gave her the thing from Chester, and which was a thing from Internet Week, and we also put it in a One Direction photo with my dad's face on it, where Zayn is. And we wrote a little thing of what it was, but we kind of told her anyway. And she kind of likes this back and forth between her and Chester, so it's kind of cool. And we actually had her sign something that night too. And then I gave Mabry a hug and asked her to do a video for the girl from Montreal's brother, Josh. And then I saw Hannah really quick, and I said, "Hey," and she's like, "Hello, darling." And then she had to race into the car. And then on Saturday, we randomly decided to go to BookCon because my dad saw a tweet of Grace saying that she was going to be there. So first we saw Jane McGonnell there, and she had a thing called Super Better, which is both an app and soon to be book about the science of gaming and how it could improve your mood and productivity. And when we first got there, they were playing a massively multiplayer Scrabble game where you got a letter and you had to work as a group to get words. And that letter was also a hint to a mission for the week, which I got K, and I took it as my dad, Kevin, and on Instagram I explained what I'm gonna do with that. And then finally we get to Grace's thing. So she did a thing with Abigail Bresley, who you might know from either Little Miss Sunshine or the song You Suck, about the 5 Sauce member. And they started talking about Christmas and the fact that she has bagels and watches horror movies sometimes on Christmas. And she actually got a cat on Christmas, which has 7 toes on one foot and 6 on the other, and no tail. The cat actually has a Twitter name, which is No Tail No Prob. And then she talked about her book, This May Sound Crazy, which comes out on October 6th. She was born and raised in New York City, which I didn't know. And one time she did a DIY club Snapchat, which means she put strobe lights and asked people to come in and pretend to be dancing in a club, because she wanted to impress some people on Snapchat. And when she goes to the museum sometimes, she said she does animal narrations where she'll pretend what they would be saying to each other. And then she talked about you should be writing about your passion because that's the best stuff that you'll get the best stuff out of it. And then there's a pickup line that they came up with during the interview, which is, if you were a potato, you would become In-N-Out French fries, which was kind of related to Grace's shirt that day, which is kind of cool. So yeah, that was a summary of what they talked about. And I didn't really get to talk to Grace after, but she, and I was going to give her a dog poster, but I didn't have time because it's security pushing her away. But she did end up reposting my picture from their talk, but in the caption she put the wrong @name, which kind of was like, oh, come on, Grace. But it was okay with me. And then afterwards we went to the mall really quick before I could get my makeup done. I don't know why, I just decided to get my makeup done. And I ended up getting it done by this woman who does Robin Roberts makeup for the morning show, which is cool. So yeah, that was BookCon / New York again. And we also tried doing Manhattan Hedge or whatever, but it was too cloudy. And then on Sunday, all I really did was see the movie Tomorrowland, which is really good. I suggest you go see it if it's still in theaters. So yeah, that's my mini update. I hope you like this. And yeah, goodbye.